My name is Lily Thompson. I'm 17, live in Hampstead, a quiet, wealthy corner of North London, and I'm terrified of being alone at night. So when Mum and Dad had to leave the city for a sudden business emergency and left me at home for one night, I tried my best to hide my fear. The house was an old Victorian beauty, arched windows, creaky floors, tall ceilings. It always felt romantic and warm when people were around, but when darkness fell and silence took over, it turned into something else. It was just me, a few dim lamps, and the constant ticking of the grandfather clock in the hallway. 10:03 p.m. I tried watching Netflix, anything to keep my mind off the silence, but every small creak made my heart skip. I kept telling myself it was just the house settling. But deep down, I knew something wasn't right. I checked all the windows.
Locked. Doors. Locked.
Curtains drawn. I even left the hallway light on. And yet, I couldn't shake the feeling that someone or something was watching me. 11:19 p.m. I was in my room when I heard the first knock.
Soft.
Barely there. I froze. It came from downstairs, near the back door that led to the garden. I grabbed my phone and texted Dad. "Did you forget something? Please tell me you're back." No reply. I waited, phone clutched in my hand like a lifeline. Then another knock. Louder this time. I crept down the stairs, each step creaking like it was screaming. I peeked through the kitchen window. No one. I turned on the back garden lights. Empty. Or so I thought. Because as I turned to leave, I saw it. A tall, pale figure, standing under the old oak tree at the very back of the garden. Not moving. Not blinking. Just watching. I screamed and ran back upstairs, locking my bedroom door behind me. My heart pounded like a drum in my chest. I tried calling the police, but the line wouldn't connect. Dead signal. 12:02 a.m. The lights began to flicker. First in the hallway, then the bathroom, then my room. My laptop screen glitched, flashed static, and went black. Then my bedroom light went out. I was now in complete darkness, except for the dim glow of my phone's flashlight. And then I heard it. A whisper. From inside the room. But I was alone. Wasn't I? Lily. It was my name.
Soft.
Almost loving. I turned the flashlight around, shaking with fear. Nothing. Then I saw my mirror. Fogged. As if someone had breathed on it, and written across it, in long, shaky letters, "I never left." I bolted out of my room, ran down the stairs, and tried the front door. It wouldn't open. No matter how hard I pulled or twisted, it wouldn't budge. I could feel the presence now. Behind me. Cold. Heavy. I turned and screamed, but no one was there. Or maybe they were everywhere. The air around me grew colder, the lights flickered again, and the TV turned on by itself.
Static.
Then an image.
Me.
Sitting on the sofa. But it was from now. Someone was filming me from inside the house. That's when I noticed the timestamp. 10:03 p.m. The moment I sat down earlier, someone was already in the house. Watching me. Recording me. I ran into the basement. It was the only door that still opened. I knew it was stupid, but panic makes you do stupid things. In the corner, I found a box. Old videotapes, labeled with dates. Some were from years ago. I played one. The same living room. Another girl.
Crying.
Alone. Then screaming. It wasn't just me. This house, our house, had a history. Suddenly, I heard footsteps above me. Slow. Deliberate. Coming down the basement stairs. I held my breath. Then a face peeked around the corner. But it wasn't human. It was pale, eyeless, mouth stretched in a smile that looked carved into its skin. I screamed. And then, everything went black. 7:42 a.m. I woke up in my bed. The sun was shining. My parents were back. They said I must have had a nightmare. But when I walked down to the basement later, I found the box. The tapes were still there. And one was new, dated last night, labeled, "Lily, alone in the dark." I never stayed in that house again. And sometimes, late at night, I still hear my name being whispered, Even though the morning light had returned, something inside me had changed. I tried telling Mom and Dad about the tape marked with my name, about the face I'd seen, about the whispers and the static, but they didn't believe me. They thought I was just frightened from being alone. That would have made sense if not for the fact that the tape was still sitting there. Real. Tangible. Labeled in handwriting I didn't recognize, on a tape too old to exist in the digital age. I couldn't get it out of my head. Later that afternoon, when they went out for groceries, I went back into the basement. Dust rose around me like fog. The air was colder than it should have been in April. I picked up the tape again, turned it over, and noticed something I hadn't before, a second label. Replay at 12:03 a.m. Why that time? I popped it into the old VHS player. It whirred like a dying machine, then the screen came to life. Static. Then me. Standing at the kitchen window. Only I hadn't done that. The version of me on the screen turned slowly toward the camera and smiled, a wide, slow, unnatural grin. I hit eject. This wasn't possible. There's no way that could have been filmed unless I wasn't alone. Again. The lights flickered.
No.
Not again. I ran upstairs, phone in hand, only to find every light switch dead. My phone screen cracked. I didn't drop it, it cracked while in my hand. I tried leaving the house. The front door opened. A rush of relief. Maybe it was over. Until I saw the street. Empty. No people. No cars. No sound. It was like London had disappeared. Or I had. Then, footsteps behind me. Slow. Barefoot. I turned, heart racing, and saw her. The girl from the other tape. The one who screamed. She stood there, pale, soaking wet, eyes filled with black water. She opened her mouth and whispered, "He never lets us leave."
Who?
I shouted. But she vanished. I ran next door to the neighbors, Mr. and Mrs. McCarthy, but their door wouldn't even exist. Just a brick wall. Was I trapped? Back inside the house, I noticed something new, a door that had never been there before under the stairs. It looked ancient, wooden, marked with strange symbols. Drawn to it, I opened it slowly. A staircase spiraled downward, far deeper than a house should go. Against my better judgment, I descended, phone light barely cutting through the pitch-black air. I reached a room. At the center, a projector. And around it, dozens of chairs filled with people. Unmoving.
Stiff. Dead.
Their eyes were sewn shut. Each one held a tape. Each one had a label. And every label was a name. A real name. I found mine. Lily Thompson. Final recording. I turned around, and standing behind me was the eyeless figure.
Smiling.
"You're next," it said. Everything went dark again. 5 a.m. I woke up in my bed. Again. This time, with a stitched-up scar down my arm. I didn't remember it. Mum and Dad were acting normal. Too normal. Rehearsed. When I asked about the neighbors, they just smiled and said, "There are no neighbors, Lily. It's just us. Always has been." I ran back to the basement. The box was gone. So was the door under the stairs.
So was my tape.
But in its place, written across the wall in black paint, were the words, "The recording never ends." And just now my phone turned on by itself. It's playing a video.
Of me.
Sitting here. Typing this. And, behind me, there's someone watching.